There is a growing humanitarian and security crisis.
Donald Trump is President of the United States.
Our southern border is a pipeline for vast quantities of illegal drugs.
To sit down and have a little chat. There are, of course, those who do not want us to speak.
Including meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl.
And you're gonna get that kid's ass out of here. That's what's gonna happen.
More Americans will die from drugs this year than were killed in the entire Vietnam War.
I order you to cease any and all supernatural activity and return forthwith to your place of origin or to the nearest convenient parallel dimension.
This is a humanitarian crisis, a crisis of the heart and a crisis of the soul.
You're so loud!
These children are used as human pawns by vicious coyotes and ruthless gangs. Women are children. To process the sharp rise in unlawful migration fueled by our very strong economy.
Sing a happy song, sing a happy song.
We are out of space to hold them. $5.7 billion for a physical barrier.
That's so not going to happen.
At the request of Democrats, it will be a steel barrier rather than a concrete wall. This is just common sense.
God, you're so stupid.
The federal government remains shut down for one reason, and one reason only, because Democrats will not fund border security.
And the truth is, there is something terribly wrong with this country, isn't there?
My administration is doing everything in our power to help those impacted by the situation.
Bullshit.
But the only solution is for Democrats to pass a spending bill that defends our borders and reopens the government.
Do you want me to get naked and start the revolution?
What just happened?
There's a revolution going on.
Some have suggested a barrier is immoral.
So if walls are immoral, then God is immoral.
They don't build walls because they hate the people on the outside, but because they love the people on the inside.
What you're about to see may disturb you.
An Air Force veteran was raped, murdered, and beaten to death with a hammer. With murder for killing, beheading, and dismembering his neighbor. After viciously stabbing and beating a 16-year-old girl. So sad.
Stop pretending you care.
This is a choice between right and wrong.
When love goes wrong, nothing goes right.
When I took the oath of office, I swore to protect our country.
He promised you order, he promised you peace, and all he demanded in return was your silent, obedient consent.
Sadly, much of what we heard from President Trump throughout this senseless shutdown has been full of misinformation and even malice. The president has chosen fear. We want to start with the facts.
Here are the facts.
The fact is, President Trump has chosen to hold hostage critical services for the health, safety, and well-being of the American people, and withhold the paychecks of 800,000 innocent workers across the nation.
What are you?
A believer.
Many of them veterans. He promised to keep government shut down for months or years. No matter whom it hurts. That's just plain wrong. And the fact is, President Trump must stop holding the American people hostage. Must stop manufacturing a crisis and must reopen the government.
American democracy doesn't work that way. We don't govern by temper tantrum. No president should pound the table and demand he gets his way, or else the government shuts down. Hurting millions of Americans who are treated as leverage.
This world is my right!
Tonight, and throughout this debate and throughout his presidency, President Trump has appealed to fear, not facts.
We can't live in fear. And I can't stand idly by and watch us stumble into the madness.
There is no excuse for hurting millions of Americans over a policy difference.
I'm also a big fan of justice.
Federal workers are about to miss a paycheck. This president just used the backdrop of the Oval Office to manufacture a crisis, stoke fear, end this shutdown now. The symbol of America should be the Statue of Liberty, not a 30-foot wall.
If you feel as I feel, and if you would seek as I seek, then I ask you to stand beside me.